The hidden pain behind Oprah Winfrey's billion-dollar empire. Chapter 1. Born into hardship. She was born in a shack with no running water, but became a billionaire. In 1954, Oprah Winfrey came into the world in a tiny house in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, with no electricity or plumbing. Her teenage mother, Vanita, left her to be raised by her grandmother, Hattie Mae, on a pig farm. Oprah wore dresses made from potato sacks, mocked by kids for her poverty. At 6, she learned to read, finding escape in books, but life was tough and pain was just beginning. At 9, Oprah moved to Milwaukee to live with her mother, who worked long hours as a maid. Alone and vulnerable, Oprah faced abuse from relatives, a secret she buried deep. She ran away at 13, desperate for escape, but was sent to live with her strict father, Vernon, in Nashville. He pushed her to study, giving her structure. Oprah's love for storytelling grew, but the scars of her childhood stayed, fueling her drive to prove herself. Chapter 2. A Voice Discovered. She was told she'd never make it, but her voice changed the world. In high school, Oprah found her gift, speaking. She won speech contests, earning a scholarship to Tennessee State University. At 17, she got a part-time job reading news at a local radio station, her clear voice cutting through. But being a black girl in the 1970s South meant facing doubt. "You don't belong on air," a producer sneered. Oprah ignored him, determined to shine. By 19, she was anchoring news at a Nashville TV station, the youngest and first black woman to do so. She moved to Baltimore in 1976 for a bigger TV job, but her raw emotion clashed with the stiff newsroom. Fired from anchoring, she was given a failing talk show, AM Chicago. Oprah poured her heart into it, connecting with viewers. In 1985, renamed The Oprah Winfrey Show, it went national, and her empire began. Chapter 3. The show that changed everything. Her talk show made millions cry, but she hid her own tears. By 1986, The Oprah Winfrey Show was a hit, reaching 10 million viewers daily. Oprah's warmth and honesty made guests open up, from everyday people to stars like Michael Jackson. She tackled tough topics, abuse, racism, love, making audiences feel seen. Her show earned $125 million that year, but behind the smile, Oprah carried the pain of her past, rarely sharing it. She worked 18-hour days, building a production company, Harpo, to control her show. Her team became family, but she struggled to trust, haunted by betrayal. A 1985 interview with a young abuse survivor broke her. She cried off camera, reliving her own trauma. Yet, she kept going, using her pain to connect with viewers. By 1988, she was worth $50 million, but money couldn't heal her heart. Chapter 4. Hollywood Dreams. She chased movies, but faced rejection at every turn. Oprah loved stories, so she dove into film, producing and starring in The Color Purple in 1985. Her role as Sophia earned an Oscar nomination, but Hollywood wasn't kind. Critics said she was just a talk show host, and studios hesitated to back a black woman. Oprah pushed forward, founding Harpo Films to tell stories she cared about, like Beloved in 1998. Rejection stung, reminding her of childhood taunts. She leaned on her best friend, Gayle King, and partner, Stedman Graham, for support. Stedman, a steady presence, urged her to keep fighting. Oprah's film ventures made millions, but she poured profits into charity, helping abused women and poor kids. Her wealth grew to $200 million by 1995, but each step forward carried the weight of her past. Chapter 5. Building an Empire. She created a media giant, but it cost her everything. By 2000, The Oprah Winfrey Show was a top talk show, grossing $300 million a year. Oprah launched The Oprah magazine, a hit with 2.5 million readers. She also started the Oprah Book Club, turning unknown authors into bestsellers overnight. Her influence was unmatched, but running Harpo, with 400 employees, meant sleepless nights and constant pressure. Oprah hid her struggles, fearing vulnerability would weaken her brand. She battled weight issues, a public struggle that tabloids mocked. "I eat my pain," she admitted to Gayle. Therapy helped her face childhood trauma, but the grind never stopped. Her wealth hit $1 billion in 2003, making her the first black female billionaire. Yet, She felt alone, wondering if success was worth the cost. Chapter 6. The School of Hope. She built a school for girls, but it brought new pain. In 2007, Oprah opened the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls in South Africa, spending $40 million to give poor girls a chance. She saw herself in their eyes, hungry for more despite hardship. The school was her heart, but a 2007 abuse scandal involving a dorm matron shattered her. Oprah flew to South Africa, crying with the girls, vowing to protect them. She fired staff, hired counselors, and rebuilt trust, but the scandal haunted her. Critics said she was in over her head, but Oprah doubled down, expanding the school. By 2010, her net worth was $2.7 billion, but she measured success by her students' smiles. The school became her legacy, proof that pain could fuel purpose, even if it reopened old wounds. Chapter 7. The Cable Gamble. She bet on a network, but it nearly broke her. In 2011, Oprah ended her talk show after 25 years to launch OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. She dreamed of a channel with uplifting shows, but the start was rocky. Ratings tanked, and critics called OWN a flop. Oprah sank $500 million of her own money into it, risking her fortune. "I've never been so stressed," she told Stedman. She hired new executives and greenlit hits like Greenleaf. By 2013, OWN turned a profit, reaching 80 million homes. Oprah's wealth climbed to $3 billion, but the fight took a toll. She meditated daily, leaning on faith to stay strong. The network's success proved her grit, but she learned that even billionaires face failure and have to fight to rise again. Chapter 8. Facing the Past. She shared her darkest secret, and it changed lives. In 2010, Oprah revealed on her show that she'd been abused as a child. The confession stunned 20 million viewers, sparking a global conversation. She launched the Oprah Winfrey Network Against Sexual Abuse, raising $10 million for survivors. Sharing her pain freed her, but it also brought flashbacks, keeping her up at night. Her openness inspired fans, who sent thousands of letters sharing their stories. Oprah hosted survivors on OWN, giving them a voice. Her wealth grew, but so did her purpose. She told Gail, "Helping others heals me." By 2015, her advocacy had reached 50 countries, proving her empire wasn't just about money, it was about mending broken hearts. Chapter 9. Weight Watchers Win. She turned her struggle into a $400 million deal. In 2015, Oprah bought 10% of Weight Watchers for $43 million, joining their board. She'd battled weight publicly for years, and her endorsement sent the stock soaring 90% in a day. Her ads, sharing her journey to lose 40 pounds, connected with millions. By 2017, her stake was worth $400 million, boosting her fortune to $3.5 billion. The deal wasn't just business, it was personal. Oprah used Weight Watchers to embrace self-love, inspiring fans to do the same. But tabloids still mocked her size, and she fought to stay confident. Stedman and Gail cheered her on, reminding her of her strength. The success showed Oprah could turn pain into profit, but her real win was finding peace. Chapter 10. The Power of Influence. Her nod could make or break a career, but it came with a cost. By 2018, Oprah's influence was unmatched. Her book club picks sold millions, and her interviews launched stars. When she praised a product on OWN, it sold out. But fame brought pressure. Everyone wanted her approval. She turned down most deals, wary of selling out. "I only back what I believe in," she told her team. The spotlight also brought critics. Some called her too powerful, accusing her of swaying elections with endorsements. Oprah stayed focused, using her platform for causes like #MeToo. Her wealth hit $4 billion, but she felt the weight of every choice. She meditated more, seeking balance. Her empire thrived, but she knew influence came with responsibility and judgment. Chapter 11. The Golden Globes Moment. Her speech shook the world, but she paid a price. In 2018, Oprah's Golden Globe speech, calling for equality and justice, went viral. She spoke of her abuse, connecting with millions. Fans begged her to run for president, but she said no, wanting to inspire, not govern. The speech boosted OWN's ratings, but it also drew hate mail from those who disagreed with her stance. She leaned on Stedman and her dog for comfort, retreating to her Montecito home. The speech added to her legacy, but it drained her. Speaking truth is heavy, she told Gail. Her wealth grew, but so did her resolve to use her voice for change, even if it meant facing backlash. Oprah was a billionaire, but her heart stayed with the voiceless. Chapter 12. Giving Back. She gave away millions, but it couldn't erase her pain. By 2020, Oprah had donated $400 million to charities, from schools to disaster relief. Her Leadership Academy graduated its first class, with girls becoming doctors and leaders. She funded scholarships for 500 students at Morehouse College, changing lives. Giving felt good, but it reminded her of her own struggles. She wished someone had helped her as a child. Critics questioned her motives, saying she gave for fame. Oprah ignored them, focusing on impact. She visited her school, hugging students who called her Mama Oprah. Her wealth was $4.2 billion, but she lived simply, gardening and reading. Stedman reminded her to rest, but her drive came from pain. She wanted to heal others as she healed herself. Chapter 13. The Pandemic Pivot. She led through crisis, but it tested her soul. In 2020, COVID-19 hit, and Oprah shifted OWN to virtual shows, interviewing doctors and survivors. Her Oprah Talk series reached 100 million, offering hope. She donated $12 million to food banks, but the pandemic stirred old fears of scarcity. I know what it's like to have nothing, she told her team. The isolation hit hard. Oprah missed her audience's energy and leaned on video calls with Gail. She launched a mental health series on Apple TV+, sharing her therapy journey. Her empire adapted, but the stress aged her. By 2021, her wealth was $4.5 billion, but she valued connection over cash, knowing pain could spark purpose. Chapter 14. The Legacy Builder. She planned for the future, but never forgot the past. By 2023, Oprah, at 69, focused on legacy. She expanded OWN with shows for young creators and funded documentaries on Black history. Her Leadership Academy grew, with 700 graduates by 2025. She wrote a memoir, hinting at her pain but focusing on triumph. I rose because I refused to stay down, she wrote. She mentored young women, teaching resilience. Stedman and Gail stayed her rock, and her Montecito garden became her sanctuary. Critics still called her out, but fans saw a hero. Her wealth hit $5 billion, but her real riches were the lives she touched. Oprah knew her pain had built her empire, and she wasn't done yet. Chapter 15. The Unbreakable Spirit. Her empire shines, but her strength came from scars. Today, in 2025, Oprah's empire, OWN, Harpo, her charities, is worth $5.2 billion. Her shows reach 200 million, and her school changes lives. She still hosts Oprah Talks, inspiring hope. But behind the smile lies a woman who fought poverty, abuse, and doubt to become a billionaire before 50. Her pain shaped her power. Oprah's legacy is more than money. She showed the world that pain can fuel greatness. From a Mississippi shack to global fame, she never stopped fighting. She gardens, reads, and laughs with Stedman, but her heart stays with those who hurt. Oprah's story proves one thing: no scar is too deep to stop a dream. This story is brought to you by Harmony Publishing, who is one of the top self-publishing companies out there. They make publishing easy, professional, and affordable. Just check the description for more information about them.